Has the government conducted secret UAP crash retrieval programs, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, were they designed to identify and reverse engineer alien craft, yes or no?
Yes.
Yet it appeared to me that no one at the flag officer level was addressing the safety risk posed by UAPs. Instead, pilots were left to mitigate these threats on their own without guidance or support.
We now have existing and former U.S. government officials who have told Congress that Aero and the Pentagon have broken the law by not revealing a significant body of information about UAPs, including military intelligence databases that have evidence of their existence as physical craft.
Those were just some of the interesting moments from this week's congressional hearing on UAPs, what many call UFOs. Former Pentagon insider turned investigator Luis Elizondo, retired Naval Rear Admiral Tim Gallaudet, and independent journalist Michael Shellenberger, all testifying before Congress on Wednesday. And Elizondo was also featured exclusively here on NewsNation during our Confessions from a UFO Hunter special.
We're not alone. We are not alone in this universe, and it is a simple fact. And the U.S. government has been aware of that fact now for decades.
A key member of Congress, Representative Glenn Grothman of Wisconsin, was at that hearing. I asked him about some of the most shocking revelations. Take a listen.
Well, I think the most shocking revelation is that people keep saying that there are things going on out there, but for whatever reason, our government cannot tell us about them. Okay, disproportionately, these sightings are happening near military bases. Now, wouldn't that indicate to you that either there are American technology in its own right or foreign actors? The speed at which these flights are going, particularly over the air bases near Florida, is just shocking. Way quicker than any airline, quicker than any human being could really live through. So we're going to have another hearing in the future, and we're going to have to pass legislation.
Is there any sighting or any witness in particular that struck you as particularly credible?
Well, in the past, of course, we've heard from naval fighter pilots, both as far as what's going on over San Diego, what's going on over the Atlantic Ocean. I mean, you couldn't get any more credible than that. UAPs that were seen by fighter pilots, both over Florida and in the Pacific Ocean, both of them looked differently. So presumably they were two entirely types of technology. But when you have fighter pilots seeing them, and more than just one, you know it was out there. And when I talk to these folks, disproportionately, you see them flying over military bases, though there have been commercial airliners have seen them as well. But above all, we also have to make sure our military pilots are protected. And like I said, there was a series of sightings we call the Tic Tac event, which is now over 20 years ago, and the military is not releasing information there. Well, you know, that's not new technology. That's things that I'm sure many people in the military are talking about, and the American public has a right to know.
One of the witnesses, a former Pentagon official, Luis Elizondo, said that the U.S. government has conducted secret UAP and UFO retrieval programs, that it is involved with reverse engineering UAP technology.
Let me be clear. UAP are real. Advanced technologies not made by our government or any other government are monitoring sensitive military installations around the globe. Furthermore, the U.S. is in possession of UAP technologies, as are some of our adversaries. I also understand the consequences of excessive secrecy and stovepiping. Nowhere was this more apparent than in the aftermath of 9/11, which many of us remember all too well.
What do you make of those claims?
Well, it's further evidence that if true, there's all sorts of things they know and they're not telling us. Things that they shouldn't be afraid to tell us. Is this American technology? Is it foreign technology? If it's foreign technology, is it Russian? Is it Japanese? Is it from, another planet? We don't know. But that's not that secret, right? Tell us. How does it change matters if we know it was developed by the Russians or developed by the Chinese? Or if we have technology that other people are not aware of. In any circumstance, if that testimony is true, and I have no reason to doubt it, at least we ought to know who has this technology.
Would you be more concerned that the government is secretly retrieving UAPs, or that the government is trying to reverse engineer technology that's gathered?
Well, I would expect they'd reverse engineer it. That doesn't surprise me. I think the relevant thing the public has to know, are these things military in nature? And are they things that are a threat to the United States?
How does one balance the right for the public to know, the desire for transparency and national security, and not wanting to incite just public pandemonium and chaos?
I can understand not releasing something for 2 years or 5 years or 10 years, even 15 years. When you get 20 years on out, there have to be a lot of people, both in the United States and other places around the world, who know which countries have this technology and what it's capable of. And I can't see any reason why the American public shouldn't know.
If this tech is not from another country, then what?
Then that's very interesting. Then you begin to get into it. And America does not have it. And by the way, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of this is American anyway, because I think we're number one in the world. I think we're still number one in technology, number one in inventing things. So if I had to wildly guess, I'd say it's something that was built in America. But if it was something that's not built by American or other countries in this world, that's really very interesting stuff, which again, I don't know why we would keep quiet.
I know the Pentagon released its 2024 UAP report just yesterday by the Department of Defense. There are 21 sightings that remain unsolved and are undergoing more analysis by the Pentagon. 21 instances. How concerning is that to you?
Well, I think it's concerning because, like I said, they're hiding things that are old. If something happened 3 months ago, fine. It could be something secret we want to keep secret. So the sightings that are recent, well, I'd like to know more about them.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.